Hello, my name is Dr. Arnaldo Delli Carri, and I am Associate Professor in Stress and Dynamics and Curriculum Lead in Engineering Science and Analysis. What did you want to be when you grew up? That's an interesting one. So when I grew up, I went to my astronaut phase, of course, like every kid, I think, at that time. Firefighting phase. Okay, so I wanted to save the world, one fire at a time. And then I looked into medicine because I wanted to be a medical doctor. Okay? But then I settled down on engineering because I think that if you really want to change the world, engineering is one of the best way of doing that. Who or what inspired you to teach your subject? I think a lot of my professors, I have fond memories of my professor and their passion for the subject, and especially for mechanical engineering. When I started to learn maths and I could see the way you could apply maths into real-world examples and to make changes and to design products and improve the life of others, that's where it really struck my chords. What's your experience in your field? Oh well, I graduated mechanical engineering in Italy. I did a PhD in structural dynamics in Italy as well. Then I moved over in Belgium, where I spent about a year being a researcher for a large industry. And then I moved over to University of Bristol for a 5-year postdoc, and then here at Coventry University for the last 8 years. What do you love most about teaching? This is an easy answer for me. It's the impact I can make on students. So this is it's very important when I see students in front of me that are interested in the subject. Then I can gather all my passion for my subject and, well, mechanical engineering in general, and I can transmit it to my audience. That's one of the best feelings in the world. What's the biggest myth about your subject? One of the myths is that you need to have very advanced mathematical knowledge, which is, it's true, of course. It's true for some aspects of mechanical engineering, but to start with mechanical engineering and to make an impact, you don't need as much math as you might think it needs. Okay, so you can go slowly, you can go at your pace, and you can do very impactful mechanical engineering stuff without having a very advanced mathematics knowledge. What's your teaching style? I try to link mathematical modeling to real world, because that's what engineers do. So we try to gather how nature works, how a phenomenon works mathematically, so that we can make predictions and we can see what happens if we change variables or if the variables get a bit out of hand. And what I do specifically in my classes is I bring anecdotes, I need case studies, I bring examples, and I bring animations, simulations, so that we can actually put a face to the math, I would say. Do your students just sit in lectures all day? I wouldn't say so. They have a fair share of lectures where they actually sit and take notes, because it's mechanical engineering. You need to have the knowledge. But then there's a lot of fun involved when you start dealing with simulations and the software. Effectively, that's where your ideas can actually take shape, take form, and you can go from a early concept, early design, to a later stage when you do some prototyping or 3D printing of your product, and when you see it work, and it actually works, it's the best feeling in the world. What's your favorite course module and why? Well, I'm biased here because I'm module leader of a module, and that's, I'll have to say, my module. My Stress and Dynamics Level 6 Year 3 final year module, where I teach students about vibrations, where I teach the students one of my favorite subjects, which are vibration absorbers. As a student, I'm worried about the academic workload. Should I be? Not really, no. I think that the academic workload is fairly balanced. We have a good share of lectures, we have a fair share of tutorials, but oftentimes what we require you to do is do a bit of reading and put a bit of effort in the subject. And let me tell you, as long as you are engaged and passionate about the subject, all this workload will not feel very heavy. What's your favorite piece of kit you teach with? That would be my vibration absorber kit. We have forced vibrations, and so we have effectively a machine that's shaking like crazy. And when we attach a carefully designed vibration absorber on it, we can see that the vibration of this machine subsides also almost immediately, and it works like wonders. You have, or the balance of rotating masses one, where we have some out of balance masses on a shaft, and if you make it run, it will shake like crazy. But if you just change the orientation of the masses or the axial position of the masses a little bit, you can see that you can make a huge impact on the vibrations and everything will run smoothly. What difference do you think your subject area makes to the world? Well, probably the largest amount of difference any other subject does, because it's mechanical engineering, and mechanical engineering is everything. And when I mean everything, I mean everything. From the cables that sway, from the power line cables, okay, to turbo machinery, to just structures and buildings, that's mechanical engineering. Okay, what would be your advice to your 18-year-old self when picking a degree? Well, my 18-year-old self was very confused, okay, so my advice is don't pick based on careers, okay, pick based on what you really, really like. Based on what it inspires you, because in order to get a degree, you need to put the effort in, and you will be able to put the effort in if you do what you really like. Okay, so don't look at career prospects or other things. Yes, these things are important, of course, but in order to finish a degree and be good with yourself, you need to do something that you will really enjoy for 3 or 4 years.